and talk about little Fud and his pals here. What we're going to be painting tonight. At least going to attempt to get a good start on. This photo comes from a good friend of ours, a student, Jane Christ, out in PA. These are some friends of hers that are around the corner, and we painted these guys a couple of years ago in class, and she took and send me pictures of them ever since. So I figured these might be a good chance to paint these guys again. Totally different little look to it than the first time around. A lot more backlit in the photo and stuff. I will bring it up in a minute, but and go over it. But again, you guys need to know anything about me. I'm James Swanson. I have been a signature oil painter with Oil Painters of America, American Impressive Society, and National Oil Painters and Acrylic Painters Society. So I paint a lot, and some people think I'm pretty good. So about me, these classes are, I run two classes, one on Mondays nights and tonight at 7 o'clock until 9:30, and then I have one on Saturday mornings at 9:30 in the morning till noon, and both are open for enrollment. Anybody is happy to join in. Class-wise, how tough these are. I challenge you guys to paint what I paint. I don't take it too easy on you, anybody. We pretty much try to get a painting done at class. But these things are videotaped, and you guys can use them afterwards to catch up or finish off your paintings. I can only go so far in the painting in class, but I will also send you the finish, what the finished painting really ended up turning out like, which you can see the nuances, which, are the final touches of the painting. So here, I'll mute you guys. You guys, just unmute yourself to talk to me. That's fine. Ask me any questions you want ask me any questions. I got very little space here. But ask me any questions you want during the time we have together. Don't worry about it if I'm painting or anything. You just say it. I'll answer it. No worries.
I just had a class today on painting without solvents because I just realized that I was allergic to Gamsol.
Yeah, I'll go through that in a minute. I really don't use any solvents. I use safflower oil for my stuff, and that works great. I've never had a problem. Yeah, I don't, and I clean my brushes with baby oil.
Okay.
So really no toxins in my studio.
Super.
So, yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go. Fud. Here's Fud. This could be Fud. This could be Fud too, but I think it's this one, the dark one. And that Fud, Jane knows who these cows are. She named all these cows, so she knows who these guys are. All right. Size-wise, okay. I have it pretty much cropped for I think a 10 by 8 or a 16 by 20, which I'll be painting, size. One of the few things design-wise in this photo, I like the backlighting on this photo. It's really nice. Yeah, we do have a nice, big, strong shadow on this guy, but he's going to be interesting. We're going to find some nice, interesting stuff going on in here, some colors and stuff to work with. So we're going to keep him. Even though he's a big, dark area, we're going to have some fun with him. First of all, when I look at these guys, I want to make sure the design's going to work for me. There's no sense in painting something and spending a lot of time on something if it's not going to end up really working. So this works pretty well, except for, we do have a straight line right in the middle of the painting, which what I was thinking about doing was moving that up a little bit, maybe adding more foreground to it. Also, I was thinking also about tilting this thing just a little bit more, because we got his back and the top of the painting would be pretty much, parallel. So I would like to scoot it down a little bit, tip it down that way, and then that way these lines, the shadows here, will have a stronger energy to them. Right now, they're just slightly flat. This could become a mound, and then I just have to straighten out the background. Just thinking about it, what I'm going to do ahead of time, this is probably what I'll end up doing, making more of a hill, dropping down the background, the horizon line in the back here a little bit, tilting the cows on the hill a little bit, and back in here, sorry, let me get rid of these things. Back in here, this is probably the problem area of the reference shot we got there, Jane. This is your problem thing, but we can figure it out. You got two cows. One cow pretty much is lost behind this guy. What I will be doing is be taking probably one of these guys' heads and, transferring it over here and painting it, using this guy's head and adding a head right back in here, just for to make sense out of it, or else this is just going to look like one long cow. The other option is to make it just one cow. I would probably cut it off back in here and get rid of that part and just put work some sky back down, and probably use, the legs and stuff in here and just move them over into here, do it like that.
One long cow, Jim.
I know, it looks like one long cow. That's a hell of a long cow.
Yes, it is, as a farm boy knows.
Yeah. Yes. And we're not going to be able to tip that. He's an impossible one to tip over. So forget that. So we're going to shrink him down, probably, either. That's what the options I would give you to do. I would probably go like that, or put a face on this guy right in behind here. Time-wise, it'd be a lot easier just to get rid of that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes when we get there and stuff. See how much time we got left. But again, just run through it.
If I could interject something, it's Anne Marie. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say, I'm really intrigued about what we're going to do with the big guy on the left, because I was looking at him and thinking it's a fudge brownie on legs.
Fudge brownie.
You're making me hungry, Anne Marie.
Okay, we're going to do fudge brownies with some milk. Here, we'll get milk from these two and have fudge. Okay. Now, yeah, I am just going to have some fun. Try to have some fun with the colors in him. We'll probably try to bring out a little bit of space in his head to come forward, and probably try to think about this area here. This is going to come forward a little bit too. So color-wise, we'll probably have a little more stronger warmth and wet and reds and stuff coming in here. Cooler blues underneath to take us underneath, behind, maybe some greens on top and stuff. We know this guy is going to be a lot of different colors, but hopefully we'll get him to sit in space. The hardest thing is one of the.
What if?
What's that?
It's Cindy. I'm just wondering, what if we just did the three main cows, because that's an odd number? Isn't that a better thing to do instead of
It
four?
would be. Yeah.
I mean, would it be as good a composition if I forgot those two that are laying down?
Let me see. Probably.
And maybe
fine.
did something with the weeds and stuff in there. Excuse me. Did something like that.
Sure. I'm sure you could do something back there. That's a really there's are quite a few solutions we could look at this one. Yes, that's a good one to do. And time wise tonight, that might end up being what we end up doing. Might only get 3 cows in. I was just asking to put in the head, just because, like you said, an odd number 5 would be work fine too. You know, just working with the reference for you guys, not changing it up too much, so everybody can follow. But that's what I was thinking about doing. Just making sure, just trying to get these angles in these shadows just a little stronger angle wise, just to create energy and stuff. Also, you know, just thinking about, you know, this guy tilting down just a touch. Also, color wise, yeah, we talked about colors, very simple colors. We've got blue, green, red, and some darks in there. So we're going to probably stay with a pretty simple palette, in which we'll talk about in a minute. Okay, design wise, we're there. We got some ideas what to work with. So now we'll go over to the palette. My kit here. I use a lot of Rembrandt paint. My colors for tonight, I'm going to go with just a kind of little sparse palette. I'm not going for the full range. I'm going with some titanium white. I am going with some cad yellow light. Going with some cad red light. We do have some yellow ochre out. This is what is this? This is Rose Madder Deep. It also alizarin crimson will do here. This is great with alizarin crimson too. This is Cobalt Blue Q by Utrecht. I use that as my blue. It's a little bit different than ultramarine. It's a lot darker and just a touch warmer. And this, also my wild card I'll be using is phthalo green, blue green. Those are my colors. My kit, I'll be using a lot of brushes, big brushes, mostly synthetics. I do have some, I will have some bristle brushes here used. One of my big key brushes is this one. This gets me through blocking in stage very quickly. And of course, you have a nice palette knife and my paint erasers. A few paint erasers to pull paint out sometimes, because sometimes you get dark paint where you need to put dark paint back in, or you got light paint you want to put over something. Sometimes it's nice. It'll go better if you erase the paint, pull it off. So just scrapers, really. So I'll put those over here. Colors out of here. My other kit, I paint with safflower oil is my medium. I like that stuff. I've been painting with it for years and years. I got it from a guy named Dan Gerhardt's. I painted with him up in his studio, and he was allergic to solvents too, and so he recommended safflower oil, which most of these paints over here are basically, that's the oil binder for these paints anyway these days. It doesn't really affect the drying that bad. Some people think it slows it down, but I usually don't have any problem with my paints drying too much, except for the winter up here in Chicago. It seems like my whites are taking their time drying. Other things, I use baby oil to clean my brushes, and I haven't washed my brushes out in years. I just wipe them out with baby oil when I get done, and they stay nice and subtle. So, oh well. All right. I'll be working. This is how I work. We talk about the painting, talk about what we want to do, get a plan, get the design, get a plan, and now I go to my palette, because I like to have my colors ready when I paint. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix up like most of my colors we're going to have in this painting. And then when I paint, I'm painting instead of mixing colors, so I don't lose the flow. That's the big thing about keeping it loose, is I don't lose the flow. I don't lose the energy stopping and mixing paint too much. Try to keep that going. I'm very traditional. I start off my darks and work to my lights. So that's the same way I make my colors. I'm going to start with my darks and I'm going to work to my lights. The big one here is, we're going to call, I think this guy could be Fud, but I think I'm going to call this guy Fud for us, but I don't know the other names. So this guy's Fud. Look at him. He's very warm. He has a lot of reds in him. He's very dark. He's going to have some blues in him, and he's going to have some greens in him. He's got a lot of reflected color from the grass. We've got some blue from the sky. So that all goes into him. So he pretty much work himself out. So let's start off with some darks. I'm going to go with some couple darks here. Start off with blue, which is pretty much my darkest color on my palette. And I'm going to go with alizarin first, which will probably make the darkest dark. This color here will also be really good in a few of these other cows. This purple and stuff, he'll get into probably some of these other guys if we get to these guys. But let's get that. One of the things I like to do is make up one version of it on the red side, and then make up one side on the blue side, which just is basically alizarin blue, and this has more blue than alizarin, so it looks just a little bluer. Also, that's being a cool red. I'd like to have it balanced in my palette with a warm red, so that would be cad red. So again, more cad red than blue. Thing about Rembrandt paints is their range of cad red here really kind of light, really lighter than a lot of other cad reds out there. So if you don't get this color, it's a cad orange. You might have to go with a cad orange to make up for it. So I'm going to do the same thing, just a little bit more blue than cad red. So I have a blue side, a red warm side, blue side, a warm side. All right, the next one, also I want to look in this guy. There's a lot of green in this guy. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here with phthalo green and blue, red. I'm going to use alizarin in this thing. This will gray out a little bit, but it'll be a nice, cool gray, green, just a little bit more red in that. I'll gray it out. Then over here, just a touch more green. There's a touch more than that. That didn't do anything.
I'm sorry, Jim, that was phthalo and red? Is that what you're doing?
Phthalo green and yeah, just alizarin right here.
Oh, alizarin, okay.
Yeah. I am going to do one more because I want to see what this color does. So I was thinking this is what I'm going to look at for this guy here. This color here is going to be, I think it's going to come out. It's just phthalo red, phthalo green, and cad red light together. That's what's going to make probably get in this guy, I'm thinking. And what I'm trying to do, of course, I have not used any white at all in these darks. These are my dark colors. I'm pretty much going to go through these guys. You're going to find this cad red and blue is going to be all over in these guys. And these guys here will work together, should have, and make up pretty much the rest of this cow. I'll be able to use, you can just by seeing the palette, you can see that this guy jumps forward, this guy comes forward, and the rest kind of push back. Right there, that tells me that I have my depth. So I'll be able to, even on a flat subject like this, I'll be able to pop it out very easy, just using colors. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's get. I'm going to take these guys down. Now I'm going to take a piece of each one of these piles. Just bring them down here to a piece of each one, and then add in. Oh, oh, am I going adding in just a little bit of white. What I'm looking for to do is get like a number 6 value here. So I'm just gonna, you can see the number 6 value, if you squint your eyes and stuff. That's what I want to get these guys to. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of white to each one of these guys. Not gonna take a whole lot to really move these guys, I don't think. These piles are pretty small. But this is gonna let me see what colors I'm dealing with for this painting. So I'll get some blues, I'll get some nice reds. These are on the cooler ones. These are just alizarin and blue. This one, I want to make sure I wipe that coolness off here. Right again. This one I thought was going to come through pretty well. This is the cad red and blue mix. You see a warm purple it makes. That'll be all over in this guy down below. I'll also tint this up a little bit more too. This is the blue side of the cad red and blue. A little green in it too. That's pretty good. This is phthalo green and alizarin. And this is what I love about these colors, these two colors. You wouldn't expect to see mix a red and a green together and get a nice, beautiful purple like that. That's big. That's what I want to. That's really nice. Love that color. This is just phthalo green, just a little bit too much. Wait, no. Yeah. Sorry, this is still alizarin. Just a little too green. I want to put a little more red into it just to gray it out. Okay, so I'm trying to get these guys probably right around 6s value. So just a little bit of white added, gray them out. Okay. That will get me pretty much through all the darks and into some of these lights. You'll start seeing that I'll be able to use up some of the blues and start getting those into these cows here. But I'll also need to get some warms. I don't have any really warms coming through yet, so I do need some yellows and oranges for the sun to come through. So I'll work on those next. I'm going to go with, put out some ochre, yellow ochre, and some red together. This is cad red light and yellow ochre. And you can see, yeah, you can see it in the background, so it's gonna be there. It just needs to be knocked down with some white. I'm gonna leave a little bit of that pile. I always create piles, but I'm move it down here. I want to also I'll take these guys up, lighten them up one more step, too, with white. But I'm going to add white to this too. This is going to be about half and half. And he starts to get in there. That's not bad. But that's going to be the color. I can just, this will, like I said, I'm going to take all these colors now and one more time, take white to them. This time it will be more white on each one of these guys. try to get these guys probably up around 3s and see what I have. I'll start here with my warm. Probably going to need probably a little bit more of this than that. But there you go. Pretty close, pretty close. One of the things about painting, I've always found that color-wise, you don't have to be exact color-wise as much as you think. You just have to be at the right value, and you just have to be at the right temperature and in the right family. And your colors should work pretty good, which that's really pretty close. I think I'll tint them up a little bit, some strength, but for now it's good. These ones I'm going to just take a little bit of color in white. I want to get some high key colors going. And this just a lot of times just for range. Give me a good color range to play with. And to see what these colors do. Because I'll be taking one more step at these guys after I mix up the sky. And should work out. We should be there. And this blue is going to be pretty hot. See, that's getting really close to the sky already. Oh, don't need that much. Okay. Nice pinks. The thing about this palette is pretty much everything's guaranteed to work together because it's all very few colors. They're all built off each other. So that one's a little light. I need to do the grass yet and the sky, and then I'm just going to add a little bit to each one of these colors, and I'll have a huge pile of colors to draw from. Then I'll go back through the colors, what I'm really using and stuff. So the sky pretty much is just going to be pretty clean. It's very cool sky. So it's just going to be blue and white. See, my blue is very cool. So to warm this up, I'm going to use some phthalo green. Just scraping a phthalo green into this. Get the warmth back in. Start to get it right there. Also, my paintings probably, if you look at this, I'll be using the sky. I'm going to be painting the sky at the end. And of course, the sky is almost a third of the painting. And I just made one little teeny puddle. And this is where I find a lot of students make too small puddles of paint, and you don't have enough to draw from. You run out, and then you got to remix. And you can. That's where you start to alter here a little bit. So make sure you got decent piles of paint, because a lot of times I'll just be pushing these guys together at the end, and it's nice to have paint to do that with. That's pretty good. Also, just to give this sky a little bit of depth, I'm going to make it a little darker at the top. So I'm going to just take a little less white, just do a little bit more blue and a little more phthalo green here as a little spot here. A little more blue than that. Just, very turquoisey. Just to put it at the very top of the painting. That way I can push it back, push everything down on the painting. Down on the cows instead of drifting off to the sky a little bit. And put these two together. And I'll be able to use that for the sides of the cow too a little bit. So a little bit of blues to play with. Good family blues. I got some cool blues here, but I got some warmer ones here to work with. just to pull out these cows. Let's see, in the grass, the grass. Okay. I'm gonna start off with some phthalo because I want to kind of strong, dark greens here. I'll be using most of these guys up here. I could probably use these guys, two guys up here for most of this stuff. I'm gonna go with ochre as my yellow. I don't want to go too I don't want to bring out my cad too soon in this because it's just it just becomes a big pile of bright green. If I use more neutral, cooler ochre with that strong green I have, phthalo, I can get it in here and start to get some things going. So this is pretty much still on the green side. I'm going to take just a swatch of this because phthalo is just strong color, and then push some real ochre into this thing. So this one's just a whole lot more ochre and even more, trying to lighten it up. Get that ochre to really stand out. And then I will take these piles, add just a touch of red to each one of these greens because it's just they just get a little too strong. So I use some cad red into here just to knock off take the edge off that green because it just gets a little strong. And still just a little bit. All right. I kind of need to go a little bit stronger one with these guys. So I am going to bring out just a little cad yellow. Take a piece of these and add some cad yellow to them. Since I have cad yellow out, let's use it up. Your cads are the most expensive colors. So let's, if you're going to have them out, let's use them up a little bit. You can start to see what this is going to happen here with this green. We're going to start getting it pretty close. Okay, now you can see that value-wise, I finally got there. I finally got up there. I'm going to add just a little bit of white to this. Cool it off just to knock it down. Because it's just getting a little too much, and still probably a little red too. Could use a little red to it. Same here, just a little bit more. So this is cad yellow, and white. And so that's pretty much not going to go anywhere in here without any red to it. So we're going to add just a scratch of red to each one of these guys just to bring it back down to earth. Because right now it's kind of like there we go. Now that can work in there. And same with this one. That was a lot of red. I just put that. I'm gonna leave this down here because you'll find, just a touch more, too much red. And again, my piles are pretty small for an area I'm going to need some decent paint with, so I'm going to add just a little more paint to this. I have piles. Got some good things here going. One of the things I like to do is make sure I have all my colors together here. I don't have any. I got some pinks I can use. I really don't have the one I'm going to need. I'm going to use mix up just some highlight colors. And I do this pretty much for every painting, making sure I have these colors for highlights. So I have a pink, which will be blue, just alizarin and white. I figure I can probably get that into this nose area here, just a little more alizarin. Looks like I got a little phthalo into it too, which will be fine. I can probably get the nose out of this area here, this thing here. Don't need too much of it. I also got a bunch here too. I like a really high key blue white. So I'll take a little sky hit it with just white and try to get it to about a number, number two-ish value, 1, 2, in those ranges. This guy, I'm probably going to keep it in the 2 range, just because of there's really, I don't want them too bright. I need also, I like a yellow. I'm just gonna go ochre today. Ochre. It's kind of a vanilla yellow I want. Highlight. Got a little red in here too, so that comes from not cleaning my knife enough. So this kind of got a little too much red in it. So I'm gonna try again with just a little ochre and white. It should be a little cleaner than that. And there we go. So I always like to have a few little colors to play with when I start getting into highlights, and this helps to bring things out. Also, I want this green here. This green here is going to be pretty impressed. Going to work really well because it's kind of a dirty green, but it's going to be really nice. I think I can get it in here to these cows. So I'll go through these colors one time before we start. And a little more red to that. Cool. All right, we'll go through the colors again. I'm going to be using real quickly on this guy. As you can see, we've made up a whole pile of colors pretty quickly. Just using a few. Our first ones are alizarin and blue. This one is on the alizarin side, and this is on the blue side. We cut them with white to about a 6, number 6 here, area, 6, 7. And then we brought them down to like a 3 with more white, just adding white to them, these two. This is cad red and blue. And this is more blue than cad red, and we just brought those guys down. You can see how the difference between the two, what a cool red does and a warm red does to your blues. This is phthalo green and alizarin. This is on the alizarin side. This is on the phthalo green side, 2 mixes, each with white on each side. This is phthalo green and cad red mix, coming down here with just a little bit white added, and then just a little bit more white. So, then I took and made a phthalo green and ochre color here. Then I split it over here, put a lot more ochre in it, ton more ochre in it, and finally got it working. And I put a little red into each one of these, cad red into each one of these. Then I brought these guys down with some white, and then I added more cad yellow to this pile. I must have added probably some to this pile too. But then I added just a little bit of white. That's great. I added a little white to it. And then here I added just a little more red to the color, just because I thought this was just a little bright. And so I had some red. Some other color over here were cad was ochre and cad red, where I took that and brought it down with some white and some more white. The sky I was working on over here, this is just basically really simple blue and phthalo green, mostly blue, just a scratch of phthalo green in it, and a lot of white. Here we just have just a little bit more color than white, just the same values, just a little more blue, just for the tops of the painting, just to push this painting down. Colors, these are just colors I like to have in my palette, just to when I need some high key colors to work with. This is like a pink, just alizarin and white. This just got a little bit of blue. This got a little phthalo green into it and white. So it's pretty much, it should look more like this. This is just blue and white. This is supposed to be ochre and white, And it got a little red into it. This is just more oak. This is what it should look like, ochre and white. And here I just took this color here, this one phthalo green or phthalo green, cad yellow, a little bit of cad red into it, and white. Make this color. So these colors should work pretty well together on this guy. Now we just got to draw it up. Oh, I like to tint my paintings too before I start painting and stuff. So I'm going to go with cad red and phthalo green mixed together. Oh, wait a second. Let me see. Should make a, I'm looking for like a burnt umber, burnt sienna. Yeah, because you can make these pretty much any color with these guys. A little more red into that, and I got a burnt sienna. And I'll be using that. And that also is another color we can throw in here too. We'll find it just a little bit different than that. So it's good to have that. There, that's a roach color. You might even be able to use that. We'll talk about that at the end. All right, let's head over to the palette. And any questions on these colors? All right. Gave you your chance. All right, we're ready to throw in some colors and draw it in. I work on basically painting. I'll put that back down here. I work off of linen. This is I get it at Jerry's Artarama and stuff, so it's good stuff. Not too doesn't too expensive. It works out really well. It's good stuff. All right. Again, I'll be using my big brush. I need to tone my canvas just to get it to start to accept paint. So I'm going to be, like I said, be bringing up the horizon line just a touch more on this than it is in the photo. So I'm just using oil and a little bit of color. This is that burnt sienna I'm kind of made up with phthalo green and cad red. I'm going to take it easy in the sky. I like to tone the sky too, but I got a light blue going over this, but I do like to have a tinge here. This color will help tie the painting together too. So I don't need too much more. And I'll just rub it in. And take it easy on the sky. I'll fold it. All right. So let's draw it in, figure it out. Think about cows. Nice thing. We talked about, bringing this hill down, just making it a slight hill here. And you can see the snow over here. We'll use that to, that is already going in that direction anyway. And then we'll just use straighten it out at the bottom here a little bit. Everything's up just a little bit higher. That way we break that, middle of the road line we put it heavy. Okay, let's see. Fud up here, let's make sure he's not too close to the edge. of the painting. So I'm going to make sure, think about, where I'm going to, his head, I need him placed, thinking about a frame, how much room that's going to take. You don't want to put his head too close to the net, to an edge if you got a frame coming up. Let's see, about his head. Okay. Get his head measured out. Like I said, I want to just give his back, just slope him down just a little bit more than straight, so he's not too perfect, too parallel with the top. The thing about cows is pretty much you get the width of their body, right? It's basically just double, just add it on again, and you got their legs. So they're not like super tough to draw. And if we wanted those other guys back in here, they would go in here probably. These guys are nothing more than a box. The straight on view, basically a box with just a little bit of curve in the middle to it, for the body, for the weight, and for the underneath. Head's gonna go here, split that. Do a little bit there. Nose will go right about there. Eyes up here. A little heavy. I just want a little bit wide on this guy. Now we should go over that back that way. No worries, I'll fix it. Let's just get rid of a little bit of weight on this side. Bring them down a little bit lower too. And that's all I needed to do. Okay. And this guy just a little bit. I'm gonna push him back a little bit too. It's probably gonna end up so he's not too even with this guy. Maybe just give him it doesn't take much to change him around. A little more side on him too. He's only two-legged too. They have funny cows out there in Pennsylvania. You only got two-legged. You got a two-legged and cows here. Okay. He said the shadows are all going to be drift down, just a little bit more angle speed to them, and this guy here, I think I'm going to just push him out a little farther too now. Start to see this, he can go a little bit bigger. I'm going to take him over a little more. Just going to put straight legs in right now, and then we'll, when I paint, we'll catch them then. So these guys are still like want to get that touching going on here. Make sure we got that back end up. Okay. Now what do you guys want to talk about? Now we're here, there. I will be won't be, the sky is one of those things that I'm not going to worry too much about because you can paint, I'm going to use it to fix whatever I mess up here, design wise or, otherwise here. We'll get that fixed there. Shadows. Right. Not quite that high. That one. Everything else, just this. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I gotta draw this guy's head. Yeah, I think Cindy, you were probably right about the three. Just doing 3 cows, not even doing these bottom ones. They might end up just being a mess and stuff. So.
Well, it's confusing because that guy's
Yeah.
head is.
That's what I'm thinking about it too. And that's another thing to think about in painting too. Is a photo will get you everywhere. I mean, you get to see the thing and it's believable. But when you do a painting, there's always going to be questions, and so you truly try not to have too many questions, unless you're really asking a question to the viewer. But since I'm not going to be doing that, if I put the cows in, if I have time, I'll put one in, put them in. But let's get to the big stuff, and that kind of might not need it. So don't waste any energy yet. See what we have left in the tank when we're done with this. Okay. Okay. Some highlights just to make sure. Nice clean spot here started. That's not clean. All right, let's start off the big stuff. Getting this cow in here, perspective-wise, dark-wise. I'm going to start off with my alizarin and blue mix. A little bit of that, just the straight dark, no color, no white into it and stuff. And start to think about the darks in this thing, where you would think about where that would be. That would be in the eyes. That would be in the eyes areas, eye sockets, maybe in the ear.
On the blue side?
Just
on the blue side or the red side?
Red side. Red side.
Thank you.
Yep. And I'm going to use it probably right under his chin too, get just to pop that dark in there. That this dark will sit back a little bit. It's going to go a little bit deeper than everything else. So I'm going to look at it for things that pop out his head just a little bit, and using it here just right in here, just for his neck, and to start getting that in. I'm just going to also put it underneath. I might even add a little bit of blue to it as I come over to this side here in the back end. So I'll go to the blue side of it where I have alizarin and blue. And I'm going to use that underneath his belly and coming up halfway or so. See it coming in right here. I'm going to keep going with the next color. I'll go with my cad red and blue mix. And I'm going to put that in the middle of this guy. In the middle of him, because that will pop forward a little bit. I might even add just a touch more cad red to this at the end. But right now, I'm just going to use this red brown I made here. It's going to go pretty much up to the top of him. Up area up here. I'll put some more here. One of the things I don't want to do though, when I'm working on my darks and stuff, is not to get rid of paint over all my purple I just put in there. All that hard work I just did. I don't want to just wipe it all out. So it's always a slight touch, trying to leave some of that behind as I go. Get his butt up in the air. Okay. In his face, I'm going to start working a little bit of that. I'm going to use some of the blue red into it, just a little more on the blue side, on the shadow side here. I'm going to add some green to it. This is phthalo green and cad red. I'm going to be putting into the mix right on over there too a little bit on this side. Maybe going across the forehead, I think, too. These colors are so dark, you guys won't be able to see them until I put in the next colors. I don't do a ton of drawing. Well, as you can tell, it's just a good start because I like to tighten up as I go instead of tighten up too before I start. All right, that's working out pretty good. In fact, yeah, I got some really good, couple of good paint strokes I got to get in here. But before that, I'm going to go back to the cad red and blue. I'm going to add just a little more cad red to this mix. A little piece of this. You just need on the red side. And that's for this very top area up here. I'll end up doing at the end, probably even going with almost a straight cad red into this color at the end to design it all right on just on the highlight areas. And wherever I know the light's coming from this direction, so it's got to get a little bit of warmth right there on this chest here. Its leg, I'm going to go back to the phthalo green and red mix here for this leg here. You might even use the burnt umber color I mixed here, which is basically the same color. And start to work that in. Still keeping it low. That's the thing is knowing I got grass yet to go in here and things like that. Cows back in here. I can always use the cows to straighten out any little drawing areas in here. It's more important to make sure you get a little bit of everything in these areas, that you give yourself some room to let the colors play a little bit together. Just a little bit into the shoulders. That's why I saw it on the back hip too, a little bit back there. On his farther back leg and the front leg. Right here. I'm gonna go with make it a little more red, red blue, I think, than green. Let that way, let the green bring this up. So value wise, they're really close together. But this one has blue in it, so it's gonna fall back a little bit in space. This one's got green in it, so it's gonna come forward in space just enough to work. Same back in here. I would do pretty much that same concept of just a little bit of more warmth. Same value, just a touch more warmth in this back leg. Pretty much those legs kind of go straight down from his butt. All right, so this guy's starting to come around. I'm going to put just a little warmth coming around the bottom area here. Got too big a brush to do the fine details, so I'm not going to try putting those in yet. It's better to get everything blocked in before I dive into something like that. Yeah. It's always good to get the colors in there as much as I can. All right, these guys. Let's go on to these two jamokes here. What are they doing? Get some warmth in these guys. I want to keep him more cool, him more warm. So the purples I'll be using on this guy will be probably on the cooler side. So even on his face up here, I'm going to keep him in the purples or the cooler purples and the alizarans. Doesn't mean I won't be using some warmer purples in here, but it's going to be more overall tone. I'm going to keep him on the cool side. He's more on the shadow side anyway. Put his ears in. Use a big brush. I just try to get him in and I'll fudge him around a little bit. Back here on his neck. Going with, this is just alizarin and blue again. And I'm using the red further back here a little bit because the funny thing about red is it also, comes forward very quickly, but in shadows, sometimes it helps you recede a little bit into space, into things. You can start to see into stuff. So I always like to get a little bit of that, a little more red in the middle of my shadows. Same here, just getting it. That's gonna go. Yeah, back end here, touching butts here. Okay. Anything else here? I'll go with some cool phthalo greens also into here yet. I'm gonna lighten all these things up, but I want to get some of these colors in here. This color brush is too big. So I want to get some fun greens and try to get some of these cool greens into him too. Purples, greens. I like the oranges. The oranges are going to be really fun going in here, but they'll really have a nice kick to them if they have some green underneath, some blue green like this. Be a lot of fun. Definitely on top of his head. Right behind his head, there's a nice patch from the sky coming down too. So it's more blue than that too. Push his head down. Forward. Go. Red and that green. Up his head. Right now, I'm just getting the strong colors in, and then when I get to my lighter colors, they'll have something to play with. Burnt sienna made up a couple spots here and here. Find those little chest muscles here. That back leg too. You can barely he has really three legs back here. So I'm gonna put some burnt sienna back here. I made up that burnt sienna. Put it in there. Work it in the front of these bottom areas close too, I think. And then the kneecaps. Let me see what else I want to do before I move on. Okay. This guy here, like I said, I was going to try to keep him more on the warmer purples and stuff. So I'm going to stay with burnt sienna down underneath into the red. Put a little blue. His forehead here. And a lot of nice things coming down here, so I'm putting a little bit more stronger blue here. Side. Go back to some pale green too. Side here. This guy's going to stay more sleep orange. So this color, this is just ochre and cad red right here, going into some of this hit in the background. This guy. Just come along that leg, and I'm going to go back to the burnt sienna and make sure I get this leg in strong. then some darks. Guess on this one, I put them in pretty cool on that guy. This guy I'm going to stay with that phthalo, blue and cad red side for this guy for his markings. Get those in here and side of his head here. And then his ear. Definitely a lot of blue in this side of the ear coming out. And that side, I'll probably go with the red since it's on the light side. I'd go with just a blue red on this side, so just a little stronger. Markings, red around his eye. Go back with some of that warmth and find a few spots on the outside of this guy's head. I use a warm red here to kind of pop that head out. So just a little alizarin cad red and blue, mostly cad red, and I can use that on the outside of his face here. Color there, and in his kneecaps too. Like I said, cows aren't really too hard to draw. Really, they're just a box with just a little softening of the edges. Legs come down, and pretty much in the middle of the legs are the kneecaps. And they should go, whatever the width of the body is, they should be about the same width. As you can tell, I'm pretty far off. Those legs should come down a little bit farther. Thinking about grass, though, coming in and breaking up a little bit too, so just a little bit better. Okay, so I got my darks in, got these guys in. Yeah. You know, I'm waiting to get to my whites. I'll be going to my whites, but I don't want to get there too soon. I want to make sure I have all my other colors in right before I start to get to my light colors. So I'm going to try and start seeing about what colors I want to get. I want to start getting in some of these shadows and things. So I'm going to start off with my dark shadows. I'm going to go first with this. This is just a phthalo green and just a little bit of alizarin and no white for a shadow here to start with. Inside the shadows and coming down. These guys are just a little bit less. Let's make sure we get some red in there too. We will see about putting these other cows in. They'll be pretty easy. They're not going to make or break the painting. So let's concentrate on the good stuff here. Got some green here. Make sure I get some green up in this guy too. Turn this guy down just I am going to switch off and go to a warmer cad red and phthalo green mix now. And I'm going to be putting that pretty much on here, down here. Going to put a little more red in this too. And at this point, my paintings pretty much look like crap. And it's pretty much to my plan. Yes, it looks pretty sad. But a few more strokes, they'll come to life. Okay, coming around side. Okay, I'm gonna take this up a little bit. Make sure I get a swing here. Going.
Jim, which green is this you're putting everywhere?
Moving with?
Yeah.
This is phthalo green and cad red.
Thank you.
Right now. And I'm in fact going with, even with the background color, a little bit into this trying to get some of this warmth in here before I go to my next color, which will straighten everything out. So I'm going to go with some of that burnt sienna again too. I made up and use that back in here to straighten out that horizon. Bring it back down here. See, this is why I'm doing this, because I got knocked some rust off too from teaching and stuff. Okay. I do need to get just a little bit farther yet. Because one of the things is just getting the paint, this canvas ready for the next color. And I know if I don't have enough oil back up here, or if I don't have the color in the right spot, it's not going to mix really quick, and it's not going to run right. So I'm just slowing down here a little bit to get these tighten up a little bit more spaces. I need to get these legs pushed out a little bit. Figure that out. When I start to get to the more, the next color is going to be alizarin or phthalo green and ochre.
James, are you
Yes.
are you using, this is Jan Lorene
Hey.
Matthews.
Hey, how are you doing?
Fine. How are you? I was
I'm
wondering
good.
how are you mixing any of the colors with your safflower oil as you're going?
I do dip it. I do dip my brush a little bit and slide. It helps slide it on, but it's very minimal. I try not to do too much oil because it'll just thin out the colors. So I just really wanted to run a little bit longer. That's all I want to do right now.
So
at this point.
mostly for the flow of the paint.
Yeah, just I'm not thinning it out. I'm trying not to thin it out. It's just to make it, be able to get a line going like that. That's all I'm worried about right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Good to hear from you.
You too. I was going to mention too, I think that cow on the top left could be a chocolate Labrador brown. What do you think?
It could definitely be a Labrador. It's really close. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of animals just kind of cross over color wise. I've done that with horses a lot of times too. Just that one color you use, you find in a dog works great in a horse too. Just
Okay.
remember those colors.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's half the battle. Okay. All right. So, all right. As I'm going here now, yeah. Just getting ready for the bigger stuff, more exciting strokes. It's always usually working my way towards it, working my way towards some exciting strokes. It's just always just being prepared for them when they come, and getting everything underneath right. Because it's like, for me, it's like the mid-tones are what are going to carry your painting. The highlights and everything else are like the frosting. It's just going to bring everything out, and you're going to do the sweetness to your painting. But you gotta have the structure together, and that's what I'm working on right now, is getting some structure here. Trying to think about maybe a few purples and stuff in here too. Right on the edge, I think I can see some purples. And since I've been using cad red with my phthalo greens, I can use cad red with my phthalo blue in here for just a little bit of texture, cow pies, things like that. Important things to think about when you're doing these things. But just getting those little hints of darks here and there will be nice at the end. So just getting some in. It's just a building process. Just going through all my darks. So now I'll go through them. I go through it. I'll see about this. Next one is going to be start being some good colors. I'm going to try putting them on with this brush, but I think this brush is going to be just a little bit too big and too floppy. I'm going to get a bristle brush, which will be doing the job. It will really add some texture to this paint. Hopefully I have enough paint here. Okay. So we're going to look for big strokes going downwards and get those big ones in as simple as I can. Just keep bringing them down. The thing I like about a bristle brush, like right here, just because you get to really pinpoint where you want that gob of good color to be before it mixes. Like really with pressure, and then just soften it up, and you can start getting your mixes. So here I'm going to go down. This is where I add a little cad yellow to the color. That to my greens, and I'm going to start putting those closer to the top here. And this would have been a good place to be able to start figuring out drawing things and make sure I had the drawing right on these legs. I have enough of this color left over. I'll be able to do some nice things. That's all it is, just preparing your background a little bit more for the next color, and then the next color. And having your colors mixed ahead of time like this also just saves me. I can really pay attention to uh, what's happening here instead of thinking about, oh, I don't, it's not the right color or anything. I know these colors work. It might not be the exact same right color in that spot, but I know it works, or it's not going to be too far out of character. And that way I can always just more concentrate on the stroke, more interesting stuff. This guy, and that's would be on this guy, of course, is the, these shadows. And that's where I would like to keep those guys going and let those guys do a lot of the work.
Jim, this is Anne Marie. Do you always, hey, do you always adhere to that sort of classic approach of dark to light?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now. I started with my darks. Pretty much gone to the mediums.
Yeah.
Medium tones, and I still have all the light colors yet to hit at the end. And that's only just because of the thickness of paint. I mean, the opacity of the paint. The lighter the titanium white is opaque. So is the cadmium colors, and those guys are like frosting. They're just gonna sit on top of things. They're gonna do some nice mixing and stuff. So that's why I like to get all my transparent colors working together underneath here before I zoom too light. I want to get all these guys preparation wise ahead of time. Yeah, I'll definitely be working towards the light side now. But the thing is, this is where the guts of the painting is. This just is, so if you get this right, everything will fall into place pretty easily.
I guess for me, as someone who's still learning oil, there's a lot to learn. I guess for me, the challenge is the midtones more than anything, because depending on the chroma and the other factors of the paint, that's the tricky part for me, and I'm trying to figure out how to look at it, and this is really helpful, especially what you're doing in the foreground and midground is really helpful.
Yeah, trying to keep the contrast. The only way you can get this to come forward is if you have your strong enough darks in this front compared to your back. That's the only way to make that push back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was trying to just keep them right in here. I'm not doing them back in here too much. Yeah, I got shadows that are a little strong right now, but I want to put them in tough. I thought they might catch a lot of these big strokes and stuff and get some nice strong blends going through here. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to break up these guys just a little bit. And that's about it. That, and I'll go back in and start working. Like I said, the sky, that's just blue, a couple of color coming down. I'm just going to be using that just to do my final drawing changes on these guys, little shape changes. That, like we said, blue is it has a lot of white in it, so it's opaque. So it's going to do a lot of the pushing down and stuff. I'm gonna do a couple more little strokes going across this way, just roll them across, just to bring just a couple more, little more light right in here. Probably could use a little brighter down right here too. Okay, good enough. All right. for me too is like when I'm going through this stuff, I'm using darks. I'm using big brushes. Just trying to just keep my big brush as long as I can. Now, when I start to get to these areas here, I do have to go to a smaller brushes, but I still not trying not to go too far. I want to stay with. For me, I just like to stay, stay up here, and I'll go to like another size 10 or so, and try to see how far I can get on that until I have to. That pretty much can do pretty much all the rest of the work here on this guy. So let's dive back into this guy a little bit. Now let's get his ear in right. I did not, my big brush was not going to do it right. I can get it in a lot easier with this guy. A little more cad red right in the middle of that ear so we can see through it. Just a little blend of cad red into here. That was blue and cad red I put in first, and then I just come back in with more just straight cad red, adding it into the ear just to start to get some translucency through that ear, so you can feel like you can see through that ear. That's where cad reds and stuff into your darks really work well. Same here with this ear, just putting a little more cad red in this ear, and I can pull that ear out of that shape. I can all of a sudden that ear comes forward. That's a weird thing. It's just like I said about red. I use it to make things come forward, and I use it to make things go back. But it just depends on the colors it's right around with. Like here on the side of his face, you can start putting some red into that green I had in there, a little more red, so I can start getting that shape around its face here, coming out right in here. You can't see it, but just a little bit. And nice with these nice values all being about the same. Boy, this is one goofy looking cow.
He looks like a cow. He looks pretty good to me.
Yeah. Goes quick. I'm using cad red here just to start to draw around here. Gonna try and get this. Go for the big areas here. The big side of his nose and face. Gonna go. This is where I made up that ochre and cad red mix here. I'm going to try to see if I can get it in. I'm trying to design his eye, the shape of his eye here. Get this design here, this shape. I want to capture that shape right there. And try to always like to try and do it in one stroke. Trying to get that whole side of his face, push it down, and turn your brush, and lift your brush. See if you can get that kind of pretty much that shape without messing up the dark. I don't want to mess up my dark. It's okay if I mess it up, but I'm trying not to. That was kind of the thing I was thinking about. So don't do it. And of course I did it. I'm also going to do some alizarin, phthalo, and cad red together to get some of this kind of a mid-red here, warmth. For this nose, and just to catch this one spot up here on his head. This will also be really nice on the back edge of his shoulder blades coming in down into his body. So this is just cad red, a little bit of alizarin, kind of makes a nice medium red, and it's going to be going around and pretty much finishing this a lot of areas off on this guy. And then hopefully the sky will come in and make everything work right. I'm going to use a little of that red right on this eye too, right here on this side. This eye. Just to draw a little attention. So it doesn't look like I forgot his eye. And I'm trying to bring this back here a little bit too. There you go. That looks better. I'll bring it in close, you know, a little bit. And you can start to see what I was thinking or was not thinking. Now I can start to see where start to play with the reds here. This is kind of fun when you get to this point where you're good enough on him. Let's get to this guy. He's gonna be fun. I'll be putting in his pink nose pretty much at the end. But I want to start getting into some of this stuff over here. Yeah, I want to try to go a little dark for you guys just to make sure you guys could see that value-wise and stuff. What I was shooting for is trying to really push this, get some blue on here and there's some gradating to some warmth colors underneath. Probably reflecting a lot of grass going in here too. So if you put just some, you're gonna find probably some yellow greens definitely in these legs and stuff. So leftover bright yellows, green here. You know, if you throw it in here now before you go to your lighter colors, it'll blend in kind of neat. I might put some over here on this guy too. Just this side here. Shoulders coming down here. All right. Let's clean it all up now. This guy's not bad. This guy will come to life as soon as I hit this guy, these guys over here. So all I got to do is get these guys. So I'm going to go with the oranges first, and this guy get them up here in the start up here at the top. Get to that little spot there. I saw it was orange and coming down here into the blue stuff. Just coming that rim light on the edge there. Same with this guy too. Just push that a little bit more on the edge here. Bring us going back to his back and then going around his hip there. All right. Now let's lighten them up with some sky. I'm going to go with some. Try not to waste that much of my sky. I'm going to use this other blue green. Let's get in here. Just going to go around him. Get his shoulders in and then come down here and get his leg coming in front here. Some cool, basically sky color. It's this is, and then underneath here, well, I'm going to go with a little more red in my color. So this is blue and cad red mixes with white in them. These are the pretty high key ones I did. They're probably right around a 2. And I'm using them just in these little areas here and letting them blend in with the paint a little bit. Trying to do a quick stroke so they do a little mixing, but they don't do like a total blend out. So you can still see a little bit of color from what's underneath. And so I'll be using those two colors here. It's a little bright. When it gets warmer, I'm going to go down to these. That's that back leg. Okay, that's nice. Be using this ochre and cad red white mix. Sorry, that's coming in right now into the lower parts where you do have a lot of like reflected light. And just going to be catching a lot of the light from above that's coming down. These things, there's only this guy really is in the shadows. Most a lot of back in there. Just warming them up there. Going to keep it going under this guy and try to. He's going to get probably a ton of this color. This is again the ochre and cad red mix coming in here and into the leg. Just hot spots. That and then up here. This is where I'm putting in this color, these colors and stuff. Hopefully it'll stay bright and stuff. Now I'm going to go with the lighter version and try to see if I can drag it from down here. Get a lot of different blends going up here. By the time I get up to the top here, I can just relieve pressure and get a lot of different things going on, a lot of different mixes. But they're all kind of happening in the right spot. They're close to it, and then I just have to go nudge them over. And it's just goofy cows. Now I can go to the brighter colors on this guy. I'm going to go back to that brown. Let me get a little bit of warmth in here before I go to too much white. I want to get that to sit there nicely. Same over here. Maybe now I'll use that. Yeah, I don't know. I got this other those high key colors I made up. This is that ochre and yellow high key one I made up. That would go really good on this guy's nose here. Oh, I didn't want that, did I? And I can get it at one spot. That up there. Trying to get that. See if I can do it in like one stroke. That's basically a key thing. See if I can get it in one stroke instead of working it too much. Same top of this guy's head. Trying to get that spot. And hopefully I as I come down here now, I'll start to get to their front foreheads a little bit. This guy really loved to be green. I kind of just love this. See a lot of green in him. So it's going to take a second here to make sure I got the right green. That's going to start right here, and come down here, stop, and then finish off up down in here. Really nice. I'm using a phthalo green and just a little bit of red and alizarin into it. That's what I'm using there. Just too bright, too bright. Coming around on this guy. It's beautiful. That works. That works. Come back in here and find a few spots. And you get the idea of cows. They're not hard to draw. That's good. And paint, they're just kind of fun. I mean, really, you can get a lot of nice, interesting colors in these guys. And that's the thing. I'm going to do a little purple on him, I think. Purple green. So that have been phthalo green and purple, or alizarin, and just a little bit of white. On the alizarin side, so it's a little purple. He's a little green. So I'm going to put that in here as I come down. A little bit lighter now I can go. I want to go green. So this is phthalo green. I'm going to go a little more green in the front. Just because that will bring that face out a little bit. His nose coming at us a little bit. And we'll put blue, purple, sides. Gray on the other side. And square off this muzzle down in here. There's his over there. He has a lot more warmth on that side. So pinkish orange I'm going to go with. That color too, we're going to put up top here on his head a little bit better. Up there. And I can start using some of these just opaque colors, light colors to finally get some of the drawing right. And the nice thing about oils is even if I didn't get the drawing right at this point, it'll be wet tomorrow and get another look at it. You'll make some changes then. But thing about these guys is you want to keep them on the fun side too. So that's why I'm not like diving in here trying to make them. I'm going more of the impressionist approach, not using a lot of color and having that come through here instead of being tied to it a little bit. So maybe this guy here is going to need a little more color than two. I'm having fun with these guys. These guys are working out pretty well. Time we got here? Oh, we got a half hour yet. So maybe we'll get the sky in. Big brush. Yeah. I'm gonna do a lot of damage with that. Get those ears just a little bit better. Okay. Let's see. Duke could put in that snow. See, this is where everybody starts saying, "Oh, my painting is all wet, not taking any more color." All right. Towel. Yeah, that's bad. It's always basically when you can't get paint over other paints, cleanly and stuff. The basic little thing you need to do is just add more oil. Basically, add oil before you touch your paint, and you can get clean colors back again. All right, I'm going to put in the sky. I might as well get going into that. That'll help settle some things. Then I can do the final little noogies here, like this guy here. Like, would take and a lot of times these guys just drawing wise, you're never going to get that color, the blue to be nice and clean on that. So sometimes it's just better just to draw it down a little bit. Draw this down a little bit before I can start to see his belly. And it's just like a paint eraser. Just push that paint right off there and push it down. When I'm working on linen and stuff, I can really get almost all back to really good clean canvas all the way back down. So that way, dark or light can go back over those things and do a nice job. So, like I said, I'm going to throw in the sky. Go back to a big brush for that. Get some of the darks out of it. Let me grab a different brush like this. And just as good. Like I said, I want to start. This is just phthalo green, blue, mostly blue, just a little bit of phthalo green in it. Real pale, makes a real nice pale blue sky. You guys are getting all my tricks and stuff. I better shut up from now on. Just using up my sky color here. See, it's starting to really bring out these guys. So they're really, you know, now I can start to cut out these ears and the shoulder. Then really all I got is the little work to do. Make it a little darker. Yeah, I made him a little fat. Should have been more like up here. Which made his legs long. Well, that's a total redo. One more cleanly one more time. With a smaller brush. Not a really small one, probably number 6 here. Then I'll be able to go through and put the highlights on this guy right. Being able to just drop them in, hopefully. Here again. Keep this, get the shape right. Okay. Use some green here and just design on its feet a little bit better here. All right. Leg right. Much better. Need to get this to separate from that. Okay. Feel better. I think it's go back into these guys one more time. Look at these. Is the kneecaps here? And we'll put a little cad red and blue mixes right into these dirty parts of the kneecaps and into the legs, into the hoof areas. These noses. Light. How's everyone doing? Having fun?
They're really looking like cows. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, good. Good. You never know. Little mess. Just getting little blendy. That nose right and be good. Well, just got to hit the highlights now on the legs and get those to pop right. That's just going to take a little bit of oil, clean, sharp brush, and just same on the other side. A little pink in it. Well, I didn't do the back leg back there. That's why this butter is not popular as chest isn't popping right. A little dark. Out. Okay, pop that. No, just a little more red in that, and I'll be good. Yeah. Okay, the last things I always end up doing is going with my knife. And I'll put in my little grass. Grass is back here. This guy took them. This is always the thing about paintings and the subjects I grab. Even the simpler things I think are going to be simple are usually not, end up not being our hardest ones. So in my classes, it's hard to say that Monday night class is supposed to be for more beginner to slightly advanced, moderate painters, guys just starting off. You know, but even when I take simple subjects, sometimes they just, you know, can get carried away and end up being some of the tougher paintings. So, hey. But we have fun. Okay, eyeballs. I don't know if I can't really see too many of them. You know, this guy looks like a dog right now. So he's gonna.
And looks like a moose.
A moose. It could easily be a moose. Definitely. But that's kind of like what the class is about. Just kind of fun stuff. My students have been pretty good here because they've been leaving it alone. They're not interacting.
Well, you know, a dog, a moose, at least it's in the animal kingdom.
True.
I knew I had opened my mouth. Thank you.
Mine, I'm not sure I can say the same.
Maybe we'll take a look at yours and everybody's, whoever wanted to paint, and if you did paint and stuff with me, how'd you do? It's always interesting to find out. Just a little bit of more things to do here. But what time? We're about at Yeah, we're about at the time right now, and yeah. That's not getting better. I really need to get in front of this. I'm painting at an angle, so everything's gonna look probably just a little goofier. I'll have to straighten it all out, or maybe not. Really, one last spot here on his mouth. That fix it already. I'll bring it in for a close-up. You can sort of see what these cows are starting to look like. Sometimes this thing doesn't get really intense, but you can start to see the colors. I'm trying to shove in this guy, making sure that this guy's cool, has cooler purples and greens in him, and this guy has a little more oranges and yellows and
Wow.
warmer greens in him. So
That's really helpful.
yeah, and then this guy over here, yeah, he's just a lot of warm reds and cooler purples on the backside. Definitely, we are going to be needing some drawing enhancements yet to look at. But
Hey,
colors there.
Jim, can you just hold up your two cows on the right more closely for a second? Yeah, great. The closer up is really helpful to see how the different shades go. Thank you.
Okay,
Gorgeous,
you got it.
as always.
It's it's kind of fun, kind of goofy and stuff. Does anybody want to show? Anybody else want to show?
Yeah, I will, just because I need some. This is Anne Marie. I need some.
Yeah.
I need some guidance on how to fix things, Jim.
No problem. You have to turn your camera on.
Oh, sorry. I am.
No worries.
I'm about to embarrass myself, but I don't care. Okay.
It's not too many people. There's not too many people left. Everybody left. Everybody already went home.
Can you? I don't believe you. There's still 24. Okay. I turned my video on. Can you? Oh, there I am.
Got you.
Okay. So, whoops. So,
okay.
I have some shapes.
Yeah.
But shoot. God darn it. Okay. So there we go.
Okay. That's okay. Take it easy.
So
It's oils. We can move them around.
I know. So I need to go back and make a lot of. Okay. So is something like this with the cows correctable? Like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
No,
how would you go about it?
All right. Yeah, I think the red cow, the dark cow and stuff's really value wise really good and stuff. He's working out pretty nice. You probably have to make the head just a little bit bigger.
And longer.
So mine does too.
Yeah,
just a little longer. You probably every time you put it in camera, you start to see all the changes. Yeah, and the other guys, I think values. You got one cooler, one warmer. Now it's just really just you hitting their markings a little bit stronger. And then really hitting their the lights.
The one.
Yeah, right now you.
I just kind of blacked in stuff. That one on the farthest one from the big cow looks like a warthog.
He just needs all the light. He has a lot. He gets a little bit more light on that broad side of him, and that's what that will lighten him up. It'll change the warthog look.
All right.
Who else we got?
Also,
I'm happy to share.
Which one? Who's this one?
Hi, Kimball.
Kimball? Oh, there you are, Kimball.
Yes.
Hopefully this is you.
Yes,
That's
hello.
you? Hi, Kimball. Oh, look at that. You got a chihuahua? Is that a
He's
puppy?
been hanging out with me the whole time.
Oh, so you're painting one-handed. So you always have,
Yes, literally.
it's a good excuse.
So I usually do more realism, and I've been watching you, I think, on Instagram, and it's been a pleasure painting with you this evening. So this was a stretch for
Thanks.
me, and I'm really trying to be like loose and follow what you
Oh, nice.
Wow.
guiding.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, well, that's
Very
too
nice.
bad. That's just too bad.
That's really
That's
nice.
really nice. That's really pretty nice. That's good.
Thank you.
You really caught
I,
you really caught the big cow very nicely,
oh, thank you.
shape wise and everything else. And the legs, I think the legs are pretty good on the guys and stuff. They might be seemed a little bow-legged, but I think it's just because you didn't put the highlights on the back side of the other side of the legs. Really good. I like your landscape design back there. Kind of
You there?
Oh no, James froze.
Oh, James, don't go away.
Uh-oh.
different
There it comes
horizon back there. I like that.
Alright.
It feels really bumpy and nice. Good job on the grass. I would say, yeah, you're pretty much really close to being in there. I
Yep.
think all you need to really just hit your highlights, go through your highlights one more time, and use those guys really to do the finishing design on these guys and clean. Probably just same with the grass too. Probably to find a few spots that are going to be a little bit brighter yet. And good, your sky's fine. That's really nice. And good drawing. I think, yeah, you got good skills. You got strong skills.
Come join us.
Congrats with a pup.
It was quite a
With-
stretch for me, so thank you very much.
So is that a puppy or is that just a small dog?
No, he's a foster puppy. He's 8 weeks. So
Oh, he's adorable.
Oh, I gotta say, yeah, you're playing one-handed too. That's pretty great. Congrats. Nice job, Kimball.
Come join us in the class, Kimball. You'll have fun.
I may. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Can I
I'll
show
show.
Sure.
I'll show
Who else? Who's that?
Brenda?
Brenda. Oh, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
All right, Brenda. Show us off. Come on.
Not exactly.
Oh, we got some fun cows. You guys did a really nice job. Both you guys did a really nice job on that big brown cow, the tough one. I mean, good job on me. Very interesting. I like the red and the purple and stuff up there. That's really cool. The other cows, yeah, the cows are coming along really nicely too. Look at those shapes. Great job on the faces. Just well cut out. Those highlights are really well marked. Yeah, I would say same thing a little bit, but you get halfway through your paintings, you still need to go through and really push the brightness in the greens and the water in the water, with the grasses and stuff. And I think you're right there. That's really good. Congrats. Good seeing you.
Good to see you. Fun.
Really facing that one too on
Yeah.
the
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to take?
I'll show.
Anybody else want some poison?
Char.
Me, Cindy.
Cindy,
Char.
Cindy, and then Shar. Okay. There's Cindy. Oh, there's Cindy.
very nice.
Those two
Okay, just-
back cows, you really nailed.
Mhm.
Good
They're a little
drawing.
messy yet.
Yeah, it's very messy. I would say you probably could push the colors a little bit more in them. You have some
Right.
things,
It's
but I
so
think
messy, it's
that could be in the
just working.
markings.
Right.
Good markings, and I mean, really good shapes to read his cows very quickly. The big one, yeah, you gotta work on his belly a little bit. I think that's was the same areas I was having right there. Is just trying to get the right proportions and stuff. But you're really close on that. Also look at your darks a little bit in the brown cow, trying to
Okay.
get those guys just up around the eyes where you think the eyes are going to be. Just keep it really, really dark.
Okay.
Dark, more blue and cad red. No mixes there. I think will work. Yeah, and also in the grasses, just a little bit brighter too.
Okay.
You got a really nice job. Real clean. I like that.
Thank you.
And thanks for telling me not to put in a bed those 2 cows. I would have still been painting.
I don't want to pay 5 of
You
these
know,
suckers. I mean, come on.
I know, but I'm trying not to take out things and think too much. But yeah, sometimes you have to. Shar wants to talk. Let's see what Shar got.
First of all, I want to show
Hi,
my
Shar.
puppy.
Huh?
I'm
Oh.
babysitting for a week for this little girl. So
Oh.
she's been sitting here snoring the whole time.
Baby.
Oh, so you haven't had to paint at least one-handed.
No, yeah, she was sleeping. Now, my light's never good. Can you see it, Jim?
Yeah, the lights.
Yeah, just right
Oh,
there, right
look,
there, right there. Right there, you can start seeing it. You got your thumb coming, shadow
There.
coming, coming down through. Yeah, I can see what you mean, your overhead. Really good job on the big cow. That cow just reads really quickly. A lot of times you can't tell about what color's really going on with your things. So I would say there's a little purple on his underneath his belly and stuff. Probably
Oh, yeah,
could
it
go
does
darker.
look real purple. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a glare, but that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think it
mentioning.
is because it's darker in real
Okay.
life.
That's all. That's all. You never know. With these, your other cows look really good so far.
Yeah, that a little bit too.
Oh yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Yeah, I think you're about halfway there. You're really good job.
Yeah, yeah.
You're really good job on the also about the background stuff too. That line and stuff. I like what you did there too. Just carrying that green over. Maybe you don't need the snow. The snow probably is not going to really add anything to it. I would say just a few brighter greens yet in the
Okay.
foreground. We'll bring that. We'll shove that foreground back here into our face a little bit more. Get some more contrast in there.
Okay.
And I think that'll help the cows a little bit too. But cow wise, yeah, you're probably right there about trying to get that a little bit of design into them now, color wise.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah. I'm
But
trying to find out where their eyeballs are right.
I haven't
the right
really put
places.
their eyeballs in. I kind of know where they're going to be, but I just kind
Yeah,
of put some shadows there.
Yeah, I know. I'm leaving that little area of room to play, just that I can put the right dot in the right spot. So I can't do it. I can't do it with everybody watching. Hey, somebody wants to talk.
I'll
Thank
go,
you.
Jim. It's Linda.
Linda?
Mine will never have eyeballs. Never.
Linda Mac, you got
Yeah,
to
Linda
turn
Mac.
your.
Okay. Let me see.
You were painting down. You went down to Florida with your paints, huh?
I'm in Florida. I brought all my stuff. Hang on. Let me see. How do I do? Wait,
I got you. I think you
me?
got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They'll never
go.
have eyeballs. They will never have eyeballs.
Hey, that's pretty good though. I like that. They're gonna look like sheep. No, no, you got to get more highlights. More highlights.
Okay.
Really fun, good color in them though. I really like the one being kind of the 2 colors. I mean, one being more red and one being more purple like that. Good. And your other cow's looking really well. Yeah, you gotta just go in there and finesse those little spots now. Get the markings to be a little to read like they're going over muscles and stuff. Yeah. The reason I said they look like sheep is it's mostly the ears. If you had the ears
They have
sticking
sheep
out
ears.
just a little straighter, straighter out. And sheer color wise, yeah, and probably highlights too. Use the highlights really to define the muscles in the back and the sides. You'd be great. Just a little bit brighter green and get some of those the grass, the lines in the grass and the
Okay.
shadows and stuff to work.
Yep.
I like the background and stuff. Really color wise, all over, very beautiful. Color wise, I would just say, just go into there and nail the drawing one more time.
Okay.
And the colors are there. That's really nice. I like the colors, especially when I can see that sky background going into your earth back there. And then with the reds and the purples and these guys, that's really cool. That's some good flair. Who would have thought? Who would have thought you'd have any color ability at all?
Really?
Congrats!
Thank you. Thank you.
Damn Canadians
In Florida.
Hey,
in
Linda, where in
Florida. What
Florida
are they doing
are
in
you?
Florida?
I'm in Fort Myers.
Nice.
Yeah, the weather's so lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any more because I know everybody that's in a cold place right now is like, I don't even want to hear about it.
Yeah. We can't all just move anywhere else.
We can hope.
Anybody else need to show? Would like to talk?
Tracy. Hi. Here's my
Hi. Which
And
one's
then-
this?
Tracy.
Tracy, how you doing, Tracy?
Good. I never painted with you before, but I love your stuff. You have a bad grade.
Wow, Tracy, that's fabulous.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
I love your
Okay, you
stuff
can go
and-
home. We don't.
Similar to Kimball, I usually paint very tight, but I don't want to. I really like this style more, and I really liked your style. So the first time I painted with you, and I've only been following your stuff for a few months, but I really like it. So I learned a lot. Thank you. I know I need to go a little bit lighter here, and
Yeah. You.
oh,
It's basically you're just started your highlights. That's all
Right.
you are. You're missing there. Really nice. I love your grass. I love the way the use of your strokes on the grass. Just very impressionistic. Has a lot of really strong skills there, and your drawing skills fabulous. That one middle cow is unbelievable. He's
thank
really
you.
you really nailed him, and even with the other guy's looking really good too.
yeah. This
I mean,
more
and that's not even saying.
work.
Yeah. I know. I'm gonna probably try to steal as much as I can from everybody and fix mine up. But that's really quite nice and really good. Your colors are fabulous so far on your cows and stuff. God, that's gonna be fun to see finished. Nice
Yeah.
job.
Starting to get muddy, especially because painting so fast when you're not used to it, the colors are all. Once I clean off my palette, I think it'll be a little bit easier to keep, kind of clean it up a little bit. But especially this guy, because he's the last one being painted, and it's like things are getting a little bit muddy. So once I bring the highlights in, I think that'll help.
That will definitely help and stuff. Yeah, especially when that's all that's needed, and that's all that's going to be to the design element, the fun. That's always the fun stuff too. Is just those little one marks you make that, define a leg. That's always fun. That's all you're needing right now, especially all the way through. Really great stuff. Fun.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining. That's beautiful.
Fun.
Good. Yeah, definitely. It looks like you had fun. Yeah, a little bit too much fun. Nice job, Tracy.
Thank you.
Anybody else? God, I didn't expect anybody new coming in and being able to paint like that. That's fabulous. Jan, you should have painted. Let's see who else here. Linda's got it. Okay.
Sorry,
scream out.
This is Jan, and I'm in that strata challenge, so I've been drawing shoes. But I painted cows in Montana this summer, from life, and you've given me some inspiration to try and finish that little painting. So thank you.
Oh, well, good. At least I'm good for something, good inspiration. That's why.
And I'll
That's
put
me.
I'll put a plug in for your dog calendars. I didn't get one this year, and I could use one. But for anybody who hasn't seen James's calendars, I've had at least 2 of them, and I love them. So.
Yeah, I just ran out of time this year of even doing that stuff. I was just doing workshops and everything else.
Yeah, it happens. So.
It happens in classes and then trying to get my own paintings done on the side.
Well, I think you make a terrific teacher, so maybe sometime I'll join in too. We'll see.
You guys should come. It's fun.
You don't have to do
It's so fun.
sometime. You don't have to do sometime. Do it now. That's my sales pitch.
Yep.
James,
I'll
is
pitch it for you.
Do it now. Yeah.
We have a great time,
Cindy.
you guys. Come join us.
Yes, join us.
Obviously.
We have a wonderful
Yeah, I
time.
have Mondays and Monday nights like this, and Saturday mornings we paint. And then I also have workshops coming up all over the U.S. and then
Yeah, and
and then in
France.
France. We got one in
Hello.
France coming up.
Wow.
So if you want to go to France and paint, you can. It'll be in late August and September. You know, I should know these dates and stuff, but going to do a workshop in France, so it should be fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll be check my website and stuff for other things. Yeah, classes start on Saturday. Real classes, and boy, I
Is it
feel
this
sorry for
Saturday
you
or
guys
next
already
Saturday,
on
Joe?
Saturday.
Is
No,
it this coming?
Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
Sec-
Oh,
this coming Saturday, you guys are going to get beat up,
yeah,
and
we
then
always
I'll
get
beat up
beat
on the
up.
Monday nighters next week. So it's really a week to go. So if you can join, that'd be great. If you can't, that's understandable. But still, I hopefully you guys enjoyed painting with me today.
Thank
And,
you very much.
thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so much fun.
James,
Come
is it
join us.
possible to
Fun.
get
We have fun all the time.
Yeah,
He beat you up, but you learn from it, I guess. I know.
I see Ava's here. I saw Ava and I saw Monica. Okay. All right, guys. But
James, is it
thanks for-
possible to get the recording of it? Just because I couldn't keep up. I'm used to using smaller brushes and I'm just learning.
No, it's impossible. Impossible. No. Yeah, that's good. Good point. I will have it up on probably on my Facebook for sure. We'll just find me on Facebook. I'll have the picture of the painting, and then I'll have a link probably to the. Probably I'm going to put it up on YouTube, but Zoom's got mad at me because I was leaving all my classes up on taking up their storage. So I pretty much now have to take it down within a week, the class down within a week, to be able to put up the next class. So and then I'll just be putting them up on you and stuff for you guys to find. Then I'll send you a link and stuff.
Yeah,
But
because I'd like to finish my painting, but I'm like I said, I was a little far behind, so I got
gotta keep up. Come
Sorry,
on,
sorry.
no more. That's just slacking off. You got to go fast. Big brush, big ideas.
yeah.
Just kidding. That's the way it is. Yeah, half you guys, I did not expect to see new people being able to keep up, because it is kind of a very changing direction of method of painting, and I do a little different than most people do. So, but the thing is, basically, I stay with that same method all the way through, no matter what I'm painting: dogs, cats.
Yeah, I like it. It's my hands aren't quite as skilled, or not even close to being skilled as yours. Yeah.
If you want to learn how to paint faster, come to class, because you will. You will paint faster.
I was very slow tonight. Not enough coffee. Anyway, thanks everyone again for joining, and hopefully I'll see you all on Facebook and everything else. I appreciate you guys following.